So I played Viktor for 10 hours, and this was the result. But first, to introduce myself, I've been playing League for about 3 seasons, being able to rank up every season, reaching my so desired diamond in the last one. So this season I had a rough start, losing 4 out of my 5 placements, being placed on the new rank of Emerald. So in the first matchup, I was matched against Zoe, which is a tough matchup for Viktor, but still I managed to kill her early, and again when I get level 6 before her. So at this point I was so strong that after the enemy team took the Drake, we were able to punish them by killing Brand and even dive Zoe, which came with a Jarvan counter gank that resulted in a 2-for-1. So, even though the game was going smoothly, the enemy top lane was super strong, so I decided to match him myself, and make good use of Viktor's kit to kite him down, which in practice didn't end that well, because I got ulted and solo killed in a super close fight. We then fighted for Herald, and the clip talks for himself. And yes, I trolled so hard and let Zoe escape. So at this point I think it's a good time to talk about the build. So usually I either go for Luden or Liandry as the first item. If the enemy team is squishy like in this game, I go for Luden, but if it's tankier, I prefer Liandry. On top of that, for this challenge I wanted to test Leashbane for the second item, since it is looking really strong. And for the next items, you can never go wrong with Void Staff and Rabadons. And if you need Zonius, it's always a good option. But let's return to the game, where we engaged in combat around the Baron area, resulting in a 3-4-2, which gave us the opportunity to go for the Drake, that unfortunately got stolen. And at this point, we were looking for an opportunity to get Baron, and so I created it myself. And now, with the enemy's team's strongest player and jungler dead, we started Baron, which got contested by the rest of the enemy team, getting us to a clean ace and a Baron. And with Baron, we started to destroy towers and see if we could reach the enemy's team base, and even though the game was going well, it was still so hard to end because Jarvan and Mord were super strong. So we go for Drake and Jarvan almost stole it again, but with a flash ult over the wall, I managed to kill him and Zoe. So we tried to destroy the tier 3 turret, but Mord just soaked all the damage and Sivir cleaned the wave. But after it, Sivir just overextends and I managed to get a kill on her, right on the limit. And now I try to go bot and catch the wave, but Jarvan catches me off guard and kills me, and now I die again. But after waiting the green screen for a minute, we just steamrolled the enemy team and managed to finish the first game like this. So 20 kills in the first game, not bad, but the following games weren't all that good. Because you guys will see. So the second game was so frustrating, because even though the matchup was good for me, the enemy team always survived with 1 HP, and my team used every chance they had to suicide. So this second game was so frustrating, because even though the matchup was good for me, the enemy team always survived with 1 HP, and my team used every chance they had to suicide. So I will use this time to talk about the runes. So there are two main keystones. My go-to is usually First Strike, with Magical Boots, Biscuits and Cosmic Insight. A good option is trading boots for perfect timing, that stopwatch sometimes is very good. The other keystone is Airy, which is better in tougher matchups. You should also take Mana Flow, Transcendence and Gathering Storm. Scorch is also a good rune to poke a little bit more in lane. So these are the three best options for secondaries. Mana Flow and Transcendence, Biscuits and Boots, or Shield Bash and Bone Plating. This last one is perfect for when playing against assassins, since Bone Plating takes a lot of the first burst. But now, back to the game. We kill 2 or 3 in the enemy jungle, and they just end our base. GG's, let's go next match. So, this game the enemy's team started by invading our blue. So, Gangplank arrived really late on lane. So, I managed to deal a lot of damage, and now as you can see, I dive him. But the game wasn't going to look good for very long, because the enemy Samira was starting to get really strong, and when I went to help, I just get killed and give another kill for her. And at this point, things start to get weird, so I will give you guys a quick resume of the game. So here she kills 1, 2, 3, 4. And now Samira kills 1, 2, 3. And here the game is basically done, and she basically one-shots everyone in our team and ends the game. I still have time to die one more time, while they destroy our Nexus, getting flashed by Diana and looped by Malzahar, a fun death, but let's go to the next game. So, in this game the matchup was against Veigar. It is kind of an even matchup because both champions want to scale a lot, but I still managed to keep some pressure on him during the laning phase, and even kill him during a 1v1. And at this point, my team Zac was playing so well and hitting every skill that I think he deserves a moment for himself.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.
But about the game, it was really even, with the enemy team having a slight advantage. Their strongest player was this Gwen, that was dealing so much damage and even melting Cyan. But somehow, and even in a disadvantage, we had the edge in fights, even being engaged by the enemy team. And here, Zac shows how he's a master with his champion again. And no, this fight is not a replay from what happened before. It's just simply almost the same thing. And as I said before, we were having a slight edge, but this game was coming to a painful end. We managed to pick off the enemy support and the enemy ADC, and Baron was free for us to do it, but Echo just kept being annoying and cancelling our bases and delaying the Baron, and the enemy team was just ending the game bot lane. And at this point, Echo played so well, threatening to steal the Baron and cancelling my base once or twice, and the enemy team didn't stop pushing bot. And yes, we lost this game that was almost won. It was so frustrating and so close. So, going for the last game, I was a bit tilted because of what happened in the last 2 matches and was starting to misplay a bit. What a beautiful score of 0-4. But somehow, the game turned well. Sejuani gave me a Herald and Pyke got a double kill. Then our Drake gets stolen, but we managed to kill Hecarim back. And at this point I get ganked and go back to chain dying. But the Sejuani is playing so well, and always pulling back the play to a positive state. Since the game is coming to its end, tell me in the comments what challenges or champions that you want to see. Like, I don't know, Sylas, Yasuo, Ahri. I would prefer the first challenges to be in mid, but I can also play ADC. Just tell me what you guys want to see and I will play it. But back to the game, we just do Baron, kill Azir that was trolling I guess, came 1v5, and then the enemy team just starts to suicide and jumping on us, and we just accept it and take some kills and just run into their base to try and end the game. At this point, it was really done. We just rushed their base and tried to end. Now, thanks everyone for watching. The result of the video wasn't really what I expected. I kept in the exact same rank that I started, so that was the result. But thanks everyone for watching and see you in the next video. Oh, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It helps so much, and thanks everyone.